Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root for the whole team.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Fantasy Basebrawl. I'm Naz. Today we're going to be revisiting a deck that we looked at before. This time it's going to be Ognis, the Dragon's Lash. The last time, well, one of the few comments I actually got on my videos, I was offered a suggestion by Bro with Glasses 8008, who suggested I use these cards: Enduring Courage, Rhythm of the Wild. So when I went back to look at the deck, what I could improve, so sorry, Glasses, I did look into those. Unfortunately, all my creatures in this deck already have haste. I suppose the Rhythm of the Wild making my creature spells uncounterable would have been pretty useful. But unfortunately, I don't know. I just think that's just not. It's not a good slot to use. However, while looking into that, I did pick up this card. This makes a lot of sense for a deck with haste. Just start hasting stuff out on the board there. So I do appreciate the suggestions. Unfortunately, I could not use either of them. But moving right along, as I said before, with this deck originally, I believe I put this deck together around the time of Murders at Karloff Manor. I don't remember. So I did put in cards that have come out since then. You got like Mistcutter Hydra. I know there's a better Hydra I could have used. Was it the Steel Cutter one? The one that when it dies you get treasure tokens. Unfortunately, I just don't have the Mythic Wild cards for it right now. So I threw in that one. I obviously put in the Cabaretti Revels. I went ahead and put in the Reckless Stormseeker. I went ahead and added another enchantment in Hollowmark Siege. I figure this is a pretty good way of getting more evasion on my creatures. If they come out with haste and they get menace, all the better. Start getting around stuff. I did throw in the Screaming Nemesis to hopefully get around life gain decks, or if they have a very big chump blocker, to make it to where the opponent has no choice but to let the damage through. But not, I didn't change it that. Oh, I added the Legion Loyalist. Hopefully to get around, opposing token creature decks, plus giving all my creatures trample and first strike, because you need at least 3 creatures attacking. I don't think that'll be that big of a problem in this deck. And I also added in the Clockwork Percussionist, just to get in, have more options to come off the top of the deck. We want more options, more options, more options. We want to keep just relentlessly attacking the opponent with whatever we got. So that's that. And without further ado, let's get started. Let's play Brawl. By my own admission, I haven't had time to field test this one since I've added new things. I'm assuming it's going to do okay. All right, this is a better hand. All right. My opponent will probably ramp up faster than me, which means that does not look good. So let's... I don't want him generating tokens. Unfortunately, I don't have enough to bolt him down. He's got double ward. guy's gotten a real honey of an opening hand, that's for sure. Probably good to keep this for an artifact-heavy deck. This guy got a lot of really good stuff right up front. Let's grab a swamp. Ah, that really stinks. I was hoping to get a token and then putting, using putrefy. Boots. That's effectively the game. If he gets trampled, that's pretty much over. That works too. God, some people get really freaking lucky. Don't have any swamps. Could theoretically keep attacking with Captain Lannery, but it might be too late for that. Let's mulligan. Same difference. This time worse. All right, this is better, but not by much. Okay, we'll drop that. Can't let that. Probably start milling my land cards. Leave this open for the devil. No lands. God, Brainstorm's such a great card. You know, I remember back in the day, my friend used to use Brainstorm from Ice Age. He was like way ahead on the curve when it came to strategy in this game than I ever was. And he knew right away the value of Brainstorm. Great card. Just to get Sutton, get some tokens on the board, or... Because apparently the game does not want me to have any lands. Oh. Well, there was one land. Still no green yet, by the way. Okay. Just to get a card draw, maybe draw into something, like a land. I wonder who the computer wants to win.
I'm not overconfident. You're just overwhelming. My judgment is final.
Shh. I can't let him keep generating tokens. Or buffing his creatures, for that matter. Don't have any hard cast for black, so let's go ahead and start pressuring.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
If you want to send him back to my third from the top, fine by me. I'll just swing with this next. I'm really surprised this guy doesn't have any non-basic lands, or he apparently hasn't drawn them yet. I hate cards like this. Oh, I misread it. I thought it got a shield counter no matter what. Had this thing been a copy of one of my creatures with a shield counter on it by default, I mean, that would be... that would make it a disgustingly overpowered card. I don't know why this guy's stalling. I mean, he's in a far better position than I am. Really? God, still nothing. Now I'm getting all the land in the world. You know, and it really is frustrating. Like I've said before, I typically don't even bother. If I don't have that, and if I'm stuck at 3 lands after turn 4, I generally just rage quit, and you're seeing why. Like, never stood a chance. That's enough. This was a freaking joke of a match. Not getting off to a great start here. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, I honestly think you play this game long enough, and the pattern, because again, I mean, people debate, is it rigged? Is it... I mean, I definitely think there's some kind of, like, algorithmic pattern. So it's like, yeah, if you're stuck at 3 lands by turn 6, you're not winning the game. Like, the computer, the shuffler, whatever you want to call it, doesn't want you to win. And you're probably not going to win. So I could have saved everybody's time by quitting when it was pretty apparent after turn 5 I wasn't getting more land. Not wonderful. No, I want better options. God, still not great, but... forget it. Yeah. My only source of you know, Redmon is going to be this. He's already got this. Forget it. Again, I'm chalking that one up to the shuffler too. And yeah, I'm really annoyed right now because I can't seem to get anything going. You know, there's no fancy edits here. I mean, you see what I see, and if I decide, and you know, in the past I've let you guys know when I don't record something, or I chose not to leave it in because it was absolute garbage. But from now on, if I have any more rage quits, I won't bother showing them. But I'll let you know if I do. Double tap lands, forget it. Again, not great. I keep drawing these really weird hands with... Again, I don't want to just keep, you know, mulliganing over and over until what I think is a perfect hand. I want just something, I just want something I can work with. We'll leave this open for Queen Braun when she hits, if she hits. Okay, excellent. Swing of the robber. Unfortunately, that renders Rankle worthless. Although I can use him to discard, that would be pretty good. Definitely don't want to give him any kind of card advantage. Start dropping cards. Clackbridge Troll is basically worthless now too because he's going to get plenty of things to sack it. If I was a better player, I would have seen that in the opening hand. I should have just mulliganed again. But it's okay. Yeah, can't let him have that. Alright. Had an easy chump block right there, but... let's discard another card. Watch as I draw green finally. Okay. Although he might have been able to hold me off longer. Although no, because he's counting on getting damage from this and this. So he would have had to have chump blocked the Relic Robber, and they're still going to eat 3 damage, you know. No, I get what he was trying to do. I mean, it's a pretty groovy idea. I don't know if Brawn is a great commander on her own. I used her on my Cypher deck. Definitely helps there. But even then, I don't know if she's great. As you remember, giving her double strike with Cypher worked really well to get her through. Where people aren't going to simply chump block her. Too many cards that need green. I need some creatures. No. No. Got that card out one too late. This isn't the kind of deck that I'm really well equipped against. I don't think I'm going to do very well. No, especially not now. Jeez. I need to at least get some treasure tokens up before I red cap melee the crystal barricade. Okay. Oh, he didn't get the goats because he had hexproof. That, this ended up biting him in the butt, which I'm surprised. I mean, he could have sacked the Wall of Runes, to hold me off for a little bit longer. So, again, what did I say before? You recognize patterns, and pretty soon you're rage quitting by turn, 5 or 6 when it just looks... It's just kind of sad how this game... It just seems sometimes the patterns are so prominent that you figure you've already lost by turn 5 or 6. I've said before, there's matches I've had that lasted 30 minutes plus where I lost, but at least they were fun. At least my opponent was getting to play the full extent of their deck. I'm playing the full extent of my deck. We're trying to see what tricks we can use against each other to, you know, outmaneuver the other. I mean, that's fun. I mean, that's what Magic should be, and not just, you know, the first 5 cards that I played, I just steamrolled you and you never had a chance, or I had a great opening hand, you got choked out of lands, and I won, or I drew 3 lands over 10 turns and you won. So now we got Kuja. I tried making a deck around that card. I probably will upload eventually. This is not a good hand. Just coarse green, nothing in my... No. No. Probably should have done the Temple of Malady first. Okay. Don't need that yet. That's too big. Too big, too early. Arena. Now I wish I'd kept that lightning bolt. Figure can't snipe him down with it anyway. Oh, this is another card I added. Pretty good. I mean, I like it because, you know, since my philosophy is attack, 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 you're probably letting stuff get in chump block going to the graveyard. The problem I keep running into this playthrough, I just don't seem to be drawing creatures. I draw everything but. I think overall I ditch maybe 1 or 2 creatures. But I figure what I left in would have made up for it. God, I'd like to bring this out, but you know what? I don't want to get 2 for 1. Or I don't want to take this out. Okay. Something to get rid of this thing. Luck. But at least he didn't have that turn 1 or 2. About freaking time. Yeah, I'm dead next turn. Now nothing but land. All I have to do is just cast something and I'm dead. He could block that. Yeah, he wins. It's close, but no cigar. I don't like this hand, although I could get the Dreadhorde Butcher out quick. Robber the Rich is pretty much worthless here, because I'm probably not going to be able to play anything quickly. Let's mulligan. Again, bullshit hand. Alright, is it better? I think I'm going to go ahead and let the Clackety boy out. By the way, when I see this turn 1 in an equipment deck, I'm out. Typically. He's going to cast this, and then I'll bolt him. Okay. See if we can sucker him into chump blocking. Okay. You know, I honestly have not seen this as a commander very often. You know, some lands would be just like perfect, you know. God, normally I'd want to destroy one of his lands, but I want to keep this open. Okay. If he drops Cloud, it's going to get red cap meleeed. Now, yeah. I was going to say, I know, and again, I avoid this. I don't participate in this nonsense. I don't want there to be an algorithm based on if I enjoy the game or not. I want random, okay? So, Red Cat Melee, it is, obviously, it works great against red cards. That's what it's for. I use this in my deck because I don't use this, because again, if I was my opponent, I'd probably rage at that too. I try to justify using this card as opposed to something like Veil of Summer, because for this, it's pretty obvious that my deck, it's supposed to be generating tokens, which means I use this on anything because I don't need the land. I can use this against, you know, a mono black deck or a mono white deck because I want that cheap, fast 4 damage spell. So I don't know. I mean, that's how I justify it. If you think I'm wrong, you know, go ahead and leave a comment. It's not nearly as aggravating as Veil of Summer. It's just Veil of Summer is just a ridiculous spell, and I usually insta scoop when I get that played, because it's just so much. It's such a variable, flexible card, and it just totally hoses down black and blue like there's no tomorrow. It's just like a de facto counterspell for, you know, in addition to being able to shield your creatures or permanents, it's a de facto counterspell, and usually if I see that card, I'm done. Because to me, that's a total sideboard card. So fair warning, from here on out, we're kind of running out of time. Like I said, I like to keep these to about an hour. So from here on out, if I rage quit or I think the match isn't going well, I'm not going to bother leaving that in. Otherwise, we're going to be here all day. Yeah, this could work. Basically, just got to try to overwhelm my opponent before he gets a chance. You know, honestly, I don't know. I use cards like this. You might have seen it in my mono white knight deck. But, I don't know. I mean, I think there's way too many good, quote unquote free casting cost spells. Try to Casualties of Warm next turn. I mean, ironically, I think one of the biggest problems with modern Magic is it's just too much ramp. Just way too much ramp. This guy got his, 7 mana commander by what was that, turn 4 or 5? All right. God, I didn't want to waste it just for him, but oh wait a minute, hold on. Stupid of me. See what happens next. This is a great card to use with, whoops. Great card in conjunction with all of your tokens to start, popping it. Okay, Uprising. And just for being a big flying haster.
And the umpire calls him out at the plate, ending the ball game.
I mean, it does happen from time to time, but, you know, when you play your big bomb commander, it fizzles out. And that's what happened here. Had he actually gotten another dragon, I'd probably have quit. Yeah, look at that. We got our daily. You know, I guess I don't do this very often. If you guys want to see me open a pack, I know some of the other channels do it. I'll save one of these for later. Like for another show. I'll try to remember. And again, I can't help but feel like this is Rita Repulsa right here. So you got Dalikos, Crafter of Wonders. I have really not seen... I hardly ever see this as a commander. Oof, just gets out of range of cut down. I think I'm gonna go with this one though. I can putrefy him, so that's fine. You know, I should have thrown down the swamp just in case he did have a creature that could cut down. Okay. Looks like he might be, didn't grab any red mana. Yeah. Opponent's land screwed. It's too bad. I mean, I would have liked to have seen what could he have done with a deck like this. He might have Wash Away, though. Yeah, I'm glad we got to see what this card could do. That's absolutely brutal getting it like this. And again, I don't blame the opponent. God, I even said I didn't really want to leave in matches where my opponent loses because they got land screwed. But I don't know. I guess I'll leave this one in because, you know, just seeing how effective this card is. I mean, it could have been anything from, you know, Dreadhorde Butcher to, you know, whatever, something that costs 3. Okay, got Ral. The only thing I can try to do is outpace him, so I'm not going to do it with this hand. You know, like I said, I've learned too many times, never depend on that third land. Never. I got 2 forms of removal, basically, but again, just nothing early game. Nothing. I'm trying to go with this one. I don't know why some opponents, they don't just immediately just do it. Like, why wait till my turn? It's pretty obvious based on my commander what kind of deck this is. Okay. Holding prior to that, I think. Okay. Token.
Saved you once, then it's back to me. Otter to otter, I need some help.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bolt Ral.
Not use pause.
even if he does chump block.
I hope I change back when I leave.
Unfortunately, I don't get the haste bonus for these anymore when they attack, so they won't trigger the token generation. Okay. Oh, you know what? Well, it doesn't matter. I've only got one red anyway. That'll be good next turn. He might have a counter. In fact, most likely has a counter. Okay. No, I'm going to hold off just because I want as many things to get through as possible next turn. Not bad. I put this in my deck too. I don't typically use this unless I'm using a more than 2-color deck. Okay, we're gonna hold off till next turn.
I can invent victory.
Yeah, our opponent getting these two back-to-back was pretty good for him.
It's time to embrace the local culture. I have a plan.
Whatever, it wasn't enough. He ramped way too quick. Ramped faster than me. Alright, full disclosure. I cut out the last match. I screwed up. I thought in my opening hand I had one of my search lands, but it turned out to be a demolition field. I don't know. My coffee hasn't kicked in yet. Alright, this is significantly better. This is probably one of the best hands I've had all day. Okay. The questing beast is going out first, by the way. Actually, I could force him to chump block, but he can always just return it. So that's interesting. Oh wait, I thought he put it back to his hand. I hate this commander, by the way. It's literally a one-track thing. Like, it literally can't do anything else. And, of course, you've got this right off the bat, so, hey. This can come in handy against any future Saprolings. Probably the best card he could have gotten. I had a great opening hand. He looks like he had a better one. Snakeskin veil, by the way. Gotta try to outdamage him faster than he can heal with that. Oh, that was wonderful. This one really well. Might as well. You know, I probably could have cast the Red Herring just to get something else out with this to sack to Rakdos. Huh. I don't know. I mean, maybe he didn't realize it's non-token. He thought I was going to sacrifice these over and over again. Or, I mean, I think he had a pretty strong position still. He wasn't aware that I could shock the Saproling that he brought out with Slimefoot. I mean, I figured he'd at least try to get Slimefoot out first, but anyway, don't look at Gift Horse. Full disclosure, cut out the last one. No point. Kept mulliganing into, like, you know, 2 lands plus nothing I could cast with it. You know, it's like I'm not gonna keep an opening hand where I've got, you know, 4 cards. 2 of them are swamps, and it's only red and green to cast. So. Okay, this I can work with. All right. You know, I have not seen this yet as a commander, and I was even wondering if I could make it work. Because the meld mechanic, I always wanted to see. This is a great card, by the way. Doesn't have a green source of mana yet. Okay. Try to get some card draw from this. Or force him to, you know. Okay. Oh, that's too bad. We're a big Abzen. I'm glad I got to see this card at least once in the playthrough. Okay. I don't know if he's going to have something to... Because if he melds this thing... Sack it to draw a card. Again, great flexibility with that card. Okay. Did not get any, So what we're going to do here...
The sun is warm. The air is sweet.
Give it trample.
Let us fight! Magic.
Big spender.
We have muscle.
Now he has to double block this. Unless he has removal, which he most likely does. Unless he's holding priority with that. Okay, good. Interesting. Okay, I can live with that. This was a great card in Limited, by the way, in Draft. I can cast this next turn. By the way, surprise.
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
You know what? Let's break his spirit. Even if he pulls a forest now, he can't cast this. I got pretty lucky. Although the opponent lasted a lot longer, I don't know. I guess I'll leave it in. I'm kind of running out of time. I guess that's gonna have to be the last one for the day. You know, this card works really well in this deck because they almost never see it coming, and you get a nice piece of card draw. So, what I was gonna say at the beginning, I thought about making this as a commander, or I guess this is the only one you can do. I don't know if Fang, with the meld being Golgari, would this still make its color identity green? I think it does, but don't quote me on that. But at minimum, you'd have to have Vanille. The problem with a deck like this is you are relying on having both of these legendary creatures on the field at the same time, and I just don't. Vanille by herself doesn't really do anything. She's not like Urza from Brothers War, or whatever that one that card. I'll flash it up. That version of Urza is just a useful utility card by himself. Vanille drops, mills 2 cards, and you get a permanent back, and that's it. One time. It's a one-time shot. So, anyway, it's interesting. I would have liked to have seen if he could have pulled it off. By the way, I do think it's funny that, of all the things, he happened to have that in his top deck or whatever. Or he might have just had it in his opening hand, and he figured he'd get a green, which, as I've already said before, repeatedly throughout this particular video, in fact, don't count on that third land. The shuffler has a way of screwing you over. It's happened to me. Lord knows it's happened to me enough. But anyway. All right, and there you have it. That was the deck revised. Again, I did this sooner than later because I want to hear from you guys. Leave your comments if you've seen any of my other decks and if you have any ideas to make improve them. I'm all ears. I'll go back, I'll tweak it, and I'll throw it back out there. Because I do listen to you guys. If you guys ever want to put comments about my play style or anything like that, they're always gratefully appreciated. I suppose one day I could, again, there's a better Hydra than this. I mean, I like that this can't be countered. I'd rather have the other one, though. The one that has trample, haste, and if it dies, you get a ton of treasure tokens, which merges way better with this ability. So, I never saw. It just seems like sometimes you put together a deck and there's cards you never see. I never see the Tarask. I never see. Every once in a blue moon, I see the Skitter Beam Battalion come out. But, anyway. But that was the deck. So, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I'd sure appreciate it. Here's some other channels you might enjoy. And I'll put that up here. But, hey, have a good day, and I hope we find you safe at home. Thank you.
Home team, if they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out at the old ball.